Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm Scott from My Overland Rig, myoverlandrig.com, and today we're actually going to be talking about some travel bags. So let's get right into it. Hey everyone, in this video today we're actually going to be talking about a few different travel bags that I sort of thought maybe would help some of you out there if you had some questions about these various bags. And I know it's not necessarily some off-roading content, but that's okay because I feel like we all sort of share that common ground of like backpacking and travel and that sort of thing. And sometimes we try to find better ways of maybe maximizing space and efficiency or ease of use and that sort of thing. So I was currently looking for a backpack that checked the boxes in a few different ways. This backpack actually had to have a certain amount of space. It had to still be carry-on friendly on airplanes. It still had to be able to sustain me for a one-bag travel for like a few nights. Not like a week or anything like that, but it had to have enough capacity for my laptop, some clothes, toiletries, that sort of thing, and obviously look cool and be durable and that sort of thing. If you know me, you know that I'm a fan of any of the gear that Thule puts out. So I decided to actually look at 3 bags here, and I'm going to tell you which one I ultimately picked is going to be one of my new bags here that I'm going to be using all the time, and I'll sort of explain why. So first up here, I have the Thule Enroute 26 liter. I have the Thule Accent 28 liter, and I have the Thule Aion 28 liter as well. So each one of these backpacks is certainly different from one another. However, they do have some commonalities. 1, the zippers are fantastic. 2, the materials themselves that Thule has used is durable and is rigid. And 3, everything is really thoughtfully laid out and designed. So all these bags certainly do have that going for it. Now, when it came to the capacity, I wanted to get a bag that, again, would still be able to fit underneath a seat on an airplane or in an overhead bin, no matter where I'm sort of traveling, or it could be small enough that when, I'm just tossing it in the back of the car to go somewhere, it's not overly big or anything like that, but it still can hold enough. So I figured if I hit up the 26 liter Enroute, it might actually work for me. What I do like about this bag is that it actually has a lot of this bungee sort of stretchy material on the front and the sides, like the water bottle holder kind of stretchy material. You can actually maybe like toss a sweater or something here in the front. And there's 2 water bottle holders of that stretchy material, that stretchy mesh. And then on the front, it also has this sort of like hard, sort of like glasses case. If you have something that maybe you don't want to have broken as you're traveling, like sunglasses or maybe even like a cell phone. It's fleece lined on the inside here, which is actually kind of nice. So it's super gentle on your sunglasses and that sort of thing. The tray itself is not removable. So you are sort of beholden to having this solid piece just sort of there on the bag. The grab loops, there's 2 of them on the top right here. Obviously the 2 shoulder straps right here are, I don't want to say they're on the thinner side, but they're on the narrower side, but they actually are thick. So it's kind of interesting how Thule designed that. Thicker straps, but they're a little bit more on the narrow side. And of course you have sort of the sternum strap, but you also have loops all over the place. Maybe you want to hook on a carabiner or something like that. And you also have a luggage pass-through right here. Now the interesting thing about this particular luggage pass-through, however, is that if you notice, it's not necessarily in the middle section of the bag horizontally. It's actually down a little bit lower. And that was sort of something that I had thought about. Maybe I wouldn't necessarily like that if I was, putting the bag on top of my roller suitcase, because really that was the other goal, is that I had to be able to have a luggage pass through and be able to use this bag with my roller suitcase that I sometimes take for business travel. So actually, let me move these bags out of the way so we can just sort of focus on this one here. So as we open up this particular compartment right here, the zippers only actually kind of go halfway down, but this interior is super cool. It has this like olive color and there's this like pattern to it, super nice. There's this soft touch plastic translucent material, which is kind of nice. So if you have a couple items that you maybe want to have a little bit of privacy, but you actually want to identify where they are, this is a great spot for those right there. And I think this is a nice little touch right here at the top of the bag. It actually says life, which is pretty cool. That's a nice little touch that they did right there at the top of the bag. So as we keep on going through the bag here, let's open up the other section here. Now again, this is a 26-liter bag. The zipper on this side only goes down this far. It doesn't go all the way down, kind of like this one does. So I found that to be a little bit of a con, honestly, because I want to be able to open up a bag a little bit wider sometimes just to get all my stuff on the inside. Now, once you actually get onto the inside, this one's actually labeled work. And interestingly enough, it's labeled work, and obviously there's a laptop sleeve, there's a tablet sleeve, there's some mesh here so you can actually do a little bit of organization. We got a key fob, I got places for pens, and you have some like looser sort of like nylon material here for organizing, and maybe you toss a notebook in there or something like that, or a wallet. And then here's actually another felt lined or a fleece lined pocket right here at the top, which is pretty nice. That there's two of them on this particular bag. And again, here's another zipper that you can actually put some items in. You got this sort of mesh fabric right there, which is kind of nice. But overall, the build quality on this bag is fantastic. We have compression straps on the sides here, so if you do actually have maybe a water bottle or something like that, like a taller water bottle, you might actually be able, actually I have one right here. You might actually be able to wrap it around the side of the bottle just to kind of keep it in place, kind of like so. So that's actually not a bad thing. But if you notice where the zipper actually goes down into the water bottle area and underneath that compression strap, which is kind of a con in my opinion, because that's really not super easy to use. Again, part of the philosophy for this bag that I wanted to use was I was going to have it in an office setting. And sometimes in an office setting, when you're pulling out laptops and that sort of thing, you don't necessarily want to be causing a lot of chaos if you're in a meeting or something like that. It's a nice bag, but ultimately, I believe that trying to fit maybe 1 or 2 packing cubes or something like that in here, plus my laptop and everything, and I tried it. It was pretty tight. I was pretty maxed out. Like once I ended up putting in like 1 packing cube, I could barely fit my toiletries along with my laptop and a couple other odds and ends like a notebook and sunglasses and that sort of thing. So very nice bag. Unfortunately, I don't think this is going to be the one that I'm actually going to use. So let's check out the next bag. So this one right here, this is a cool bag, let me just tell you. So this is the Accent 28 liter from Thule. And again, the materials are fantastic and just absolutely durable. Now, I actually have the 20 liter backpack, and I've used that for years, actually taking it in and out of the office. I just needed something with a little bit more room, and the 28 liter definitely has a lot more room as far as that's concerned. And one of the main features that I absolutely do love about this bag right here is that it has this hard shell here again for like sunglasses and that sort of thing. And it's got this cool blue color on the inside. However, this actually does have the tray that does pull out. So if you're at a hotel or something and you want to toss your keys and your wallet on the nightstand, you know, you can kind of organize that way, which is nice. This shell right here does not come out, but this does. So it's kind of cool. And behind that particular shell, you actually do have a little bit of hidden storage there with a little bit of Velcro as well. So if you needed to kind of hide something, you know, whether it's extra money or, you know, some documents that you don't want people getting to or knowing about, maybe that's a pretty good spot for it. So again, this bag does have a bunch of cool features on it, and it is a little bit more geared to be a little bit more of a travel bag. However, I wouldn't necessarily call it a travel bag. This is geared to be sort of like an urban office bag with a lot of capacity, so to speak. Moving over on the side, you got a massive grab handle here, and like this grab handle feels great, this one feels great, this one feels great. This bag all around, honestly, it means business. It's super duper durable. The one issue that I would say is that if you have this grab handle and you would like to actually use it, you might want to be mindful of the fact that, again, if you shove a water bottle right here, it's going to get in the way of using that particular handle. So not necessarily the best layout in my opinion, but it does have some elastic. If you do happen to use a water bottle, it might be a little bit bigger. It stretches to kind of open up a little bit. So all in all, it's made well, but maybe that just kind of gets in the way a little bit. Just something to be mindful of. On the other side, you do have a zippered opening with a little bit of organization in here. You got some mesh, got that blue color again, which is pretty cool, and just a couple little areas where you could kind of stuff some things if you want. It's not really meant for any water bottles for that matter, so I would definitely steer clear of actually trying to put any water bottles in there. So moving on to this particular side of the bag, in the back here, you got laptop access. So if you wanted to just get the laptop super quick, boom, you got it, no problem. Now, if we go around to the back and look at the straps here, these straps are actually much wider, and I'd say they have about the same amount of thickness as the Enroute 26 liter as well. Sternum strap, a couple different loops here and there if you want to, again, attach a carabiner, and then you have that all-important luggage pass-through in the middle of this vertical on the back here. You have some nice soft mesh, seems to be a little bit breathable, so it's going to be good if you're going to be carrying it for quite a long time on your back. You'll have some breathability there. And yeah, so that kind of wraps up the back of the bag. And one interesting item of note is that I found you do have an extra sort of like storage area up in here with a little retainer clip for your keys, which is cool. So it kind of tucks some things away and kind of hides it. But the first time that I actually saw this bag, I found it was interesting that the zippers were actually in the back here to actually open up the main compartment. Now, some people might find that to be okay, but what it ends up doing is that the opening shape of the bag itself is a little bit strange. It kind of is this sort of thing. I don't know how I feel about that. I think ultimately I wouldn't necessarily be the biggest fan of it. However, I will say that with my laptop, my packing cubes, tablet, everything like that, everything fit in here. I would just say that in an office setting though, it might be a little bit cumbersome to actually try to start digging for things and trying to find some things, although the organization on the inside is pretty good. You do have a zippered mesh pouch right here, which is kind of nice. You do have your laptop sleeve, like I mentioned before. You have an area for like an iPad or tablet or something like that, and a couple other mesh pockets there if you wanted to put maybe a snack or some pens or something like that that you might normally carry with you. It is fairly deep. Again, 28 liters is actually a lot of room. And honestly, this would probably be at the maximum size that you would be able to fit underneath a seat in front of you on an airplane. So it's something to kind of keep in mind as well. Anything bigger than that and you're really pressing your luck, and maybe the gate agent is going to tell you to check your bag at the gate. So I think that sort of takes care of everything on the inside of this bag. And for as much as I like this bag and as much as I liked my 20-liter version of this particular bag, I couldn't get past how this whole thing kind of zipped up. It felt a little bit cumbersome, and again, part of the usage for this bag was that I was going to be in an office setting with it, and if I needed to access certain things within this bag, like pens, tablet, that sort of thing, I found the zippering around this corner and up and angled, it was a little bit cumbersome. So unfortunately, I don't think this bag is gonna work for me either. So let's check out the third and final bag and let's talk about it. And obviously you could probably guess at this point, that's the one that I'm actually gonna pick, and I'm gonna show you all the reasons why I chose it. And I'll even talk about some of the things I didn't like about it. Okay, so the third and final bag here is the Thule Aion 28-liter travel backpack. Now again, let's just review. I needed to have a bag that I could take with me for a couple nights stays somewhere that would still hold packing cubes, laptop, odds and ends, that sort of thing, notebook, you name it, and not be too big and bulky, but it would still be able to fit underneath a seat on an airplane in front of me. And when I started working with this particular bag, I just found the Aion had so many premium features on it for only a couple bucks more over the Accent and the Enroute, and it sort of made my mind up. Just the way that the bag was laid out, the features it had, how you access certain areas, it just sort of made sense to me and exactly what I needed it for. That's not to say those other bags are bad. They are great bags. They're fantastic bags. However, this one out of the three definitely won me over. And let's start, and I'll show you why. Number one, it has a clean and sleek look. And by the way, this fabric, I don't know what this, I think it's like a waxed Cordura or something like that, but wow, it feels awesome to the touch. And I guess over time, as it kind of like scrapes up and that sort of thing as you're traveling with it, it kind of gives it a little bit of character, which is kind of cool. Hidden under the flap in the front here, you have a daisy chain so you can actually hook a carabiner on it. You have two loops here. You got one in the front and one at the top here, and they have like all of that premium stitching and material on it that you can feel all over this bag. Fantastic. Even the zippers, YKK zippers, just like on the other bags. However, the zipper pulls that they have actually have some shrink tubing on them to really sort of enclose the zipper pull, and it's a real positive purchase on every one of these zipper pulls. Every single one is just really, it is a fantastic bag. So let's start going through it here a little bit more. I'm sidetracking myself. So let's start with this first compartment right here. Now it only zips down just this much, which is fine. And you know what? This front pouch right here has a sort of soft touch, spongy sort of mesh stuff. Zipper pouch, you can toss whatever you need to toss in there. Obviously, real easy access. Again, in an office setting, if I need to just access a pen or something like that, I'm not digging through the whole bag. I just open it up, got my pen, like no problem. Notebook area, you got another key clip right there to hang onto your keys. You got some organization areas, and really, again, I love this color. It's this super deep, rich teal color, which is really nice and beautiful. So it only opens up that far, however, easy access, and it doesn't go down deep at all, it just ends right about there. However, beautiful. I think it's perfect, it satisfies, it does exactly what it's supposed to do, and you're good. Okay, so zipper number 2. Now again, it only opens up that far. However, it gives you access into the main compartment. Now, right now I just have a jacket just kind of jammed in there just to kind of keep everything puffed up. But you can see there's plenty of room in this bag. I don't even know if the camera is going to pick that up or not, but plenty of room in this bag for everything that you might need. And let's actually go stuff this back in here just for demonstration purposes. But let's do this right here. The large zipper actually zips all the way around and it opens up like this, which is fantastic. So if you're at the hotel or just simply traveling and you need like larger access into these areas, it makes it super easy. So obviously we have laptop sleeve right there. We have tablet section. We have a zipper section right there, again with just sort of a soft sort of mesh. It's not spongy like the other stuff is, like this right here, but super cushioned, super protective, which is awesome. And then you have this right here. It's this soft touch, premium feeling, translucent sort of dividing material, which is really nice. Again, it unzips, but this is where I think Thule shines, and sometimes they think about things other bag companies don't. Right here, they actually have a zipper pull that just opens it right up, and then you're in your main compartment. So that's super nice. You can also unzip this and maybe, you know, put in some items there like toiletries or something like that. Super cool. If you actually wanted to get this out of the way, if you didn't want to use the divider at all, you actually do have the option to roll it up and tuck it away into here. It snaps closed and it's out of the way. Pretty awesome. Me personally, I am going to be using this divider, which I think is a fantastic addition to a bag this particular size. Now there is one other trick that this bag actually has here, and it's that it will open up and give you a couple more inches of space. I don't know how many liters it equates to, maybe it's another 2 or so, but there's one zipper right here. And you get just a little bit more bag, which is awesome. So if you're on a trip and you're starting to get a little bit too packed up, maybe you got a souvenir or something like that that you want to take home with you, and you don't quite have enough room in its compressed format like this, you hit that zipper, open it up, and now you got some extra room. Continuing on to the back, there is a secret sort of little zipper pouch here. It's probably good for like wallet, cell phone, that sort of thing. Something you want to kind of hide away or keep close to your body, which is cool. These straps are fantastic. They are super duper comfortable. Again, sternum strap, luggage pass through. And this luggage pass through actually runs from side to side. So the luggage pass through itself is very long and will accommodate larger handles on roller luggage, which is fantastic as always. And then there's one more party trick that this bag has that just sort of sent it over the moon for me, and that is the fact, and we have a bonus here, is that if you get the matching sling bag of the same series, this is the Aion Sling from Thule, this actually will slip through this section right here and act as the waist belt. So if you do have a larger loadout on your back and you need a little bit of hip support, all you do is literally just pull the bag right through, and it acts as your hip belt. And I think that is absolutely fantastic. And then once you get where you're going, if you just need like a little pack to go somewhere with, you got the sling bag right there. How cool is that? So I think, to sum it up, this is obviously why I chose this bag. I love all the features that this bag has in particular. It does have only one water bottle pocket on this side right here. With some elastic, it kind of expands a little bit, which is cool. And then on this side, it has a large uninterrupted handle on the side as well. So this bag, when you're trying to like grab onto it and you know, move through an airport or something like that, you really get a good purchase on it and keep on moving. The way that the bag opens up, the compartments that this bag has, and the way I can actually access things in an office setting without having to open up the entire bag, to me is really what has set this bag apart from the other two that we looked at, the Ascent and the Enroute. As far as any one of these bags, depending on what you'd be using these bags for, honestly, any one of them would do a fantastic job. It's just that this one in particular, the Aion, actually suits my particular needs very well. So I'm ecstatic with the Thule Aion 28 liter, but if you're interested in the Accent 28 liter or the Enroute 26 liter, they're great bags. You should certainly check them out. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this helped somebody out there make a decision on one of these bags. Maybe this is the video that you've been looking for. I know I didn't see any videos out there like this, so I decided to actually put this one together. And yeah, well, happy travels. Let me know down in the comments what bag you like the most, or what bag maybe you have out of these three, or maybe you have all three. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. And anyway, safe travels, and if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up if you found some value in it. You can find me on Instagram at myoverlandrig and myoverlandrig.com. And we'll see you in the next video whenever I happen to post that one. So we'll talk to you later.